Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 22nd episode of Smarkin Around. I am your host, Carl Smarks, and thank you for watching and helping us hit the milestones for our 500 subscribers. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the crew of Smarkin Around. They are introducing first the man. You gotta say his name more than twice because it's so nice. Triple J, Joe. What's
What
up,
up?
Joe? And our wise man, the stats guru, Second City Ray.
Good evening,
And
Smart.
also, last but not least, the biggest baby face in Smarkin around. His name is Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
Our hearts go
Oh
out
yeah.
to everybody in Florida, dealing with the hurricanes right now, Milton and Helene. I hope everybody's safe and evacuated and are safe with their families and enjoying this Thursday night. So just want to bring that up right
This
now.
time, and
Right.
especially for us who have any family living in Florida. I know I do, but thankfully everyone's all right. As for everyone else, please be safe out there.
Yeah. Same here. I got cousins, family, my girlfriend's out there right now too. So just glad everybody's safe.
It's good.
Just hope everybody's safe and everybody stays with their families and a lot of prayers going out. But without further ado,
But
let's
now,
just start with our Bad Blood review, boys. Uh, Bad Blood was last weekend. There was so much things to talk about. We're just gonna go down a couple things that we have slides for in no particular order. This doesn't go by obviously first or last match, but we'll start with Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. My
now,
initial reaction was, "What are they doing to Finn Balor?" It's just not Finn to me. Ray, what are you thinking, buddy?
I agree with you, Cora. I mean, this man has been in the WWE for officially 10 years now. He made his debut on NXT at NXT R Evolution in December of 2014. I know he had a couple matches prior, but this man has been in the WWE for 10 years and he's only had one Universal title run. It amazes me that this man is not a multi time heavyweight champion. He's been held for far too long, and my patience has grown pretty thin.
I kind of want to piggyback off what Ray said. I think it's just like there's so many things going in multiple directions that eventually they kind of lose direction with a lot of these superstars. So that I could just say that's they're just trying out some new things, but obviously it's not working, and he deserves more for being, especially being here for 10 years. So
Definitely. Joe, really call it, but you kind of acknowledge the fact that obviously we all thought what you thought was the Judgment Day was going to interfere, and obviously it happened.
you see, that's what I mean. It's Finn Balor is too much of a talent to just rely on a faction. It's time that they dissolve the Judgment Day. JD McDonough and Carlito just kind of was just inserted in there. If it's gonna be a female superstar run faction, then play that up, which they are. But again, Finn Balor he needs to go off on his own, I think.
Just
Damien,
leave this feud alone. Is that are we in a
yeah,
consensus that this is over with these two guys, Finn Balor and Damian Priest?
Yeah, they gotta.
listen to the fans, Triple H, and
Listen
by
to
fans, Smart Nation.
Smart Nation. There you
Listen,
go.
Dark Nation.
We love Smart Nation. We love you guys.
he got his payback on Finn Balor. The Judgment Day, despite all the odds stacked against him, he came out on top, and Damian Priest, he looks strong in the end.
Out of another former Judgment Day member going up against her arch rival in Liv Morgan. We had Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan going in a singles match, but not just any singles match, one where Dominic Mysterio
The
was raised up in a shark cage outside of the ring, not above the ring. just outside of the ring. And eventually, somehow he picked the lock or something like that. The door opened and he started to dangle down on the shark cage upside down. And mommy, instead of going for the pin, she actually went outside and started whipping him with a kendo stick.
She didn't go for the pin. She went for the pinata.
Mm,
Isn't that true?
wow.
It's true though.
I mean, maybe the production, the timing was off on this. What do you boys think, Joe?
It was nice seeing the Chingona bomb again. But here's my take on Raquel. Before her absence, she was due for a title run, or at least a title match. So I think they're inserting her into that title picture again. And I like it. She deserves it.
Perfect. Good on her. Just
Yeah.
her return was lackluster and maybe could have been produced a little better and timing. Ray, what did you think about Raquel's return?
I do agree with you, Carl, that her return was very lackluster. Exactly, no pop. This whole match itself, it was an absolute mess. I don't know why Liv Morgan needs a bodyguard. Granted, she already has Dom. I think she has enough help as it is. But now with Raquel back, although I'm not happy about, this situation with her being paired up with Liv Morgan again and being a new member of the Judgment Day, like you guys said earlier, it's time to disband the Judgment Day. It peaked. It peaked this year when they all went when the Terror Twins were kicked out. But yeah, I'm not happy about, Raquel being paired up with Liv. I'm not a big fan of Raquel. She's that one woman in the Trinity, so to speak, between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. She's basically like the one who doesn't have it. She doesn't have the it factor. She doesn't have the personality. She's not very fun to watch. She's very, what's that word? Stale.
I think it's a good look for her to kind of switch from a babyface to heel. But I believe, yeah, and also the fact that she does have a relationship with both Rhea and Liv, because she was tag champs with Liv, and then there was a little downfall for her and her health. But now that she's back and looks pretty good and healthy, I think this is going to be a good look for her, and maybe she'll get that title run. So I do believe her return was lackluster, though. It could have been executed better, but I feel like all of Bad Blood, the whole production, is like, it was just kind of just off.
Yeah. So, well, this is in an order, obviously. The next match we'll talk about is Cody Rhodes and the Tribal Chief, the OTC, Roman Reigns, Mr. Aura himself, Sokoa. Before I get into it, I want to know your thoughts about anything you saw in the entrances, anything you saw in, just like John Boy said, the production of this match. Joe?
I think this match was just it was a placement match for Roman Reigns. They needed to build up to rebuild that rivalry up again between him and Cody. And I see it. I can envision it that Roman is going to reclaim his throne from Cody. Build that rival. Let that rivalry recook.
And it was being announced or reported that after Crown Jewel, Roman Reigns will be back on SmackDown for a few weeks straight. So that puts a smile to my face seeing a full-time tribal chief. I mean, you got to build up the War Games match, which we know is happening. It is, I'm sorry, it is inevitable. But by this match, the entrances alone gave me NXT takeover vibes with the whole orchestra for Roman and the whole marching band for Cody Rhodes. It was pretty awesome. I know many people weren't fans of those entrances, but hey, it gave me black and gold NXT Takeover vibes. This match, like you guys said, it was a placement match. Like Joe said, it was most definitely a placement match to help ignite the fire in the Bloodline family saga. And we got what we wanted in the end. The return of Jimmy Uso, no Yeet. Granted, the Bloodline lost the match, but in the end, at the very end, we got the long awaited return for the first time since the Raw after WrestleMania. My GOAT, the final boss, The Rock, is back.
Um, I do believe it was like a filler, like how Joe said, it was a placement match for Roman. Kind of seemed seeing him act as a good guy and kind of like draw the crowd and the crowd cheer for him. I mean, he deserves it. I think it's pretty obvious he's a superstar, right? But my favorite part of the match was, I think, Jimmy Uso coming back and kind of knowing that they came back and then them embracing each other in the ring. But the match itself, it was mediocre.
So I feel I'll give my take right now. I feel like they're doing a little too much for Cody Rhodes to push him as this mega star. He does a usually
lot.
save for WrestleMania or bigger PLEs than a Bad Blood.
See,
But
that's what I've been saying since WrestleMania. We exactly what you said. We're being force fed Cody Rhodes. Now, if you go back a couple of weeks with that promo that they cut at the the University of Georgia's football stadium,
yeah,
Yes.
Georgia Tech, I think. Yeah?
Georgia Tech. I'm sorry. Uh, that right there is to me is transcendent of any storyline because I don't think we really got what we wanted to see at WrestleMania. Yeah, Cody became champion, but then this rivalry built up so long just for that. So I think it's going to get even bigger than the current storyline just by that promo alone.
so I'll let you guys take it away, Joe. The
Okay,
return of the Rock right now.
the talk of the last year before WrestleMania, year prior to WrestleMania, The Rock versus Roman. For me, that ship has sailed.
What?
Maybe perhaps The Rock is now taking more of an administrator role. I don't know. Him and his eyebrow just came out with that belt and didn't say much. Didn't say anything.
He
It's
just
all now us to speculate.
yes. Ray,
Hey, it's the
sorry,
people's eyebrow, first of all.
the people's eyebrow. 'Cause he
A
is the
lot of people's eyebrow.
The fact that The Rock just came out, did not say anything, stared at Roman and Cody, locked eyes on them. He said so much with saying absolutely nothing. But I'm happy he's back. When The Rock is back, the Bloodline saga storyline, it's gonna recook again. We're getting back to where we left off. And people are questioning whose side is he on? Well, it's pretty clear that he's on the side of the Bloodline because a video did surface shortly after the pay per view by a fan in attendance who was behind the Bloodline with Solo Sikoa telling Jacob Fatu while The Rock was out there, he was saying, it's all part of the plan.
Oh, I did not see that video, but that is an interesting twist to this dilemma. John,
And he posted an Instagram post as well saying that he's not happy with it, whatever. He pretty much said a lot of stuff on that post, but my assumption is that he cut off Roman and Jimmy and definitely cut off Cody because I remember they had that talk in that ring after WrestleMania, like don't do that to me again and all that. They shook hands, whatever. He held his belt for some weird reason. I don't know. I think it is gonna cook again. I think it's gonna go crazy again, and I kind of hope he kind of shows up tomorrow at SmackDown.
SmackDown.
I want to hear
I,
what he has to say.
I do want to point out that Jimmy Uso's merch right now it says they are not the ones.
Yeah,
That shirt goes
No, they
pretty
not the
they
ones.
not the ones.
they're
Sorry,
not the ones. Yep.
not the ones.
Weird.
And I don't want to say match of the year because the year's not over, but They really just laid it all out. That's probably one of the best performances I've seen from anyone. But those two guys, CM Punk, granted, hasn't had a full on match for a while, and he pulls this. Oh man, I have a new respect for both of those guys. So,
Great.
excellent by both.
A
Go ahead.
fantastic Hell in a Cell match. I loved every single minute of it. It went over, I believe, what, 30, 35 minutes?
Yeah, that's
Wow. Hell of a runtime. Happy with it. The the blood, the sweat, the tears, the carnage. It really ignited the feeling of what a Hell in a Cell match should be, what it is about. The ending of a long-term rivalry, and they executed it beautifully. It was a fantastic match. It is most definitely a match of the year contender and not just a match of the night. But Hell in a Cell, it's back. Thanks to these two, it's back to its former lost glory.
if I can say one more thing. In the past, a lot of in the recent past, the Hell in a Cell, the cell itself was colored red. This time it was actually metal or silver, metallic colored, which I think gave the match itself, both superstars, better visibility. I think like visually it was a lot better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of like expectation of him coming back, and then also kind of like, nah, he's not gonna do nothing crazy. He's just gonna be just a small match kind of guy, quick matches. But he really put on a show like he was young again, dude. And they both went at it. I'm really happy how it went. I think it definitely will be match of the year contender.
That's such a great
Well,
point of what we're getting out of CM Punk now. Uh, that we probably didn't.
uh, well, a mentor as well for all the people at NXT and any young superstar. He's just really exceeding. He's putting. He's exceeding for what he told he was gonna do. You know. Shout out
So,
to CM Punk.
what would we give this PLE grade? Were we entertained? Were there lackluster spots? We said we don't have to give it the grade, but just your guys' thoughts on and opinions on if it could have been better. It's one of the better ones, or what did you guys think?
I liked it. It was hyped up very well. Like the
Hmm.
pre-hype of the PLE was done very well, I think, and the matches didn't disappoint.
They like really promoted it very well, making it seem like a big deal, especially with all these promo hype videos and with adding some hip hop into it, and
Yeah.
the opening match, Hell in a Cell, very strong. I like we all said, it was the match of the night. Of course, throughout the night there were some misses, some lackluster spots. The main event was pretty solid. It was all worth it just to for The Rock to return at the very end. And now that Bad Blood is over, fun fact for the stats, CM Punk is now officially 3-2 in Hell in a Cell matches,
Mm.
while poor Drew
That's
remains 0-2.
on to John Boy.
Drew's been getting it lately. Uh, I liked it. I think it was different from a lot of the PLEs that we've seen since like the the start of the ruthless aggression era, in my opinion. Like all the blood and the spots and stuff like that. Well, especially with CM Punk's match. But
Agreed.
I would say it was
Fire.
fire.
Oh,
Um, thank you. I think it was pretty fire. I can't wait for what Netflix has to offer. To be honest, I think this is like a teaser to what we might get in the future with switching our TV
Amazing.
ratings.
you're already
So,
looking forward to Netflix.
oh, Joe. So on episode 21, Joe said we will see carnage and we will see blood, and this match will be brutal.
That's what
And
I
he
said.
was 100% correct. And my stance on this match is yes, a match of the year contender. I can't put it above the WrestleMania, Cody versus Roman. There was just so much dynamic in that one,
Yeah, there was.
just in my opinion. Um, but this one, as It's bringing back the old school. Like uh, Drew McIntyre got busted open legitimately. I don't know if he was supposed to even get color in this match or if it was supposed to be a gimmick, but he definitely got like 14 to
Yeah,
16 staples from a
top of his head.
Oh man,
unprotected toolbox shot, which was an accident 100%. But
man legit bled.
he was
Oh yeah, that's
so
one thing to talk about too.
that's the one we're missing right on this
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
this- and then they're treating this Saturday night main event on December 14th as a PLE. Obviously, it's promoted on their upcoming premium live events since it's cut off.
Did you see?
Then we have then
So
we have
Triple H is coming up with a crown jewel champion. I think
yes.
Oh my
Triple H is
god.
pulling belts out of his ass because wouldn't that, if it's champion versus champion, shouldn't that be an undisputed title as Roman
yeah,
was last year?
yeah.
Feels like a Raw versus SmackDown situation.
Right.
To me, it seems like an undisputed situation, but I don't know.
Yeah, at that point, they should just bring back bragging rights.
They should, right? Like, thank
Yeah.
you. That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah,
was fun match. I do miss Raw versus SmackDown pay per view. I
Yeah.
mean, no offense to War Games, but I think we could use a break from War Games at least just 1 year.
agreed. Bragging rights was definitely so. If WWE considers Saturday night's main event, I'm not sure if it's a weekly episodic show right now. I haven't looked into it. Does anybody know if that's in case
I
another
think it's a
show?
one-time thing.
When they brought it back in 2006, it was like once in a blue moon. It was like on occasion.
Okay, so this is actually maybe a one-off Saturday night's main event that they're considering it a PLE. And then before Royal Rumble, we have obviously January 6th, which is the first edition of Raw on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Hell yeah.
And they're saying that they're treating it as a PLE. I know I made some content saying we're 2 months gap between actual PLEs, but I did not know Saturday night's main event would be treated as a PLE as they're stating. So we do have some content in between right there to follow.
Real
Between
quick though, sorry, Crown Jewel. When that comes, I just want your thoughts on this. Between Gunther and Cody Rhodes, even if it's not canon, who do you think they're actually gonna have win that match?
probably Gunther.
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 Look like the dominant champion he really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll probably
but
choke out Cody just like how we did Sammy this past Monday night on Raw.
Yeah.
So
but
therefore,
imagine.
man looks strong in the finish.
Here's my take on it, and I just I want to be objective and I want to be non-biased, and I'm not saying this in Cody's favor at all. I know me and Joe have had histories of arguments about Cody Rhodes, but
Shit.
you just I don't think they're going to put over a guy who beat Seth Rollins. I think they're going to put over the guy who beat somebody who was on like a 4 year reign. He beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania after he had his historic reign. There's no way he's going to lose at Crown Jewel.
They want to push him. Like I said, they're doing so much for Cody, so maybe you have a legitimate point to him winning the Crown Jewel Championship.
Yeah, that's my opinion, and you know I can't see Gunther. I love Gunther too. I think he's pretty good wrestler. On the mic, he's kind of dull to be honest with you, but he's a really good wrestler. And but I can't see him going over Cody.
You
Yeah,
think he's dull on the mic? First of all, English is not even his primary language, and he puts people in their place. Come
He
on.
does.
okay, well they tried to say he had a hometown match. He's not even from Germany. He's Austrian.
Austria. All right. But still, he will slay anybody
Hey,
on.
I just said that for the sake of arguing.
God.
Classic WWE.
Okay, boys, we're running into time. So final thoughts, hot takes. Joe, what
I
is your
want talk about the biggest story in professional
Oh boy.
wrestling.
Okay,
Right?
who shares the same birthday, Joe?
Excuse me. This is the biggest story in professional wrestling today.
Whose dog shares the same name?
Will you let me finish? Excuse me. I talk about the big stories, the
Oh my
important
God. Here we
stories.
go. Yes, yes, we
Yeah,
know.
last time you said Jacob Fatu had the same birthmark as Tiffany Stratton or something, bro.
It was
That's
the
not a big
moonsault. He
story.
They
said
have
the
the same
moonsault.
finisher.
It was very.
One is the
Oh,
world's
okay. Yeah, I
prettiest
know.
moonsault.
No,
The
John
other
Boy,
is the world's
no, he's
ugliest.
still on.
Can I
let's
finish? Are,
Go
are
ahead,
you guys
Joe.
going to let me talk about the
okay.
big
Yeah,
story?
let's
Go
let
ahead.
you
Go
cook.
ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
And I'm
Start.
going to end on this. Is Sexy Red going to have a bigger role in NXT?
No, thank
She's
you.
getting a lot of FaceTime. She's getting a lot of work recently, even though they cut off her promo on Monday Night Raw. Sexy Red on NXT?
No, gracias.
Biggest story in professional wrestling.
If
Thank
I
you.
could give you
That's
down points, I would. But thank you, Joe, for your insight, final thoughts, or hot takes. Ray, what do you have for me, buddy?
Nothing against Sexy Red, but come on, she's not like super famous. She's not like Cardi B famous or Megan the Stallion
Red.
famous. She's not that what's that word? She's not what is that?
A superstar. No, no, I guess she is a superstar in her own right.
She's not that mainstream. There it is. There
There
you
you go.
go.
She's gonna be mainstream if she's on NXT and
All right.
administrative.
Just don't let her wrestle.
Man, I could name some good references to some of her music right now, bro. Sexy Red is Sexy Red,
Shake your
bro.
dreads, shake your dreads.
I'm looking for the whole. Come on, man. Don't disrespect Sexy Red like that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Biggest
Got that
story in
one song
professional
stuck in my
wrestling.
head.
Biggest.
Biggest story. Okay, Ray, what do you have for me on hot takes or your final thoughts on anything that has to do with wrestling?
Well, we got Wrestle Dream this Saturday with AEW. We have 11, 11 matches signed on. It should be a fun show.
Wow.
Will it be the end of the American Dragon Brian Danielson? It'll be in the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. But will Saturday be the final night of Brian Danielson as not only as the champion but also a full-time wrestler? Will John Moxley be the one to dethrone him, or will Danielson once again defy the odds and defeat him, only to possibly be cashed in by my father, Christian Cage?
That is an interesting turn of events would happen, and I haven't really been following AEW too much, but that storyline and that cash in has been highly anticipated.
I think it's the Daniel Bryan because I think his wife and kid is just trying to get him out of there. I think it's
Leave
the
him alone.
of the American Dragon. Great.
Let him bring home the bread.
Home the bread. Johnny Boy, final thoughts, hot takes.
Clear your throat.
I just want to say that Joe, your story was subpar, bro.
Ah,
Just gotta say that.
for you.
Uh, no, I mean honestly, I'm excited to see what they got going on for the next few months here. But Crown Jewel, I don't know. I hope they do something good with it. I think it's a waste of time that they got the title. I thought they're gonna present another mid card title for the women.
That would have been amazing,
So
but I think they're gonna probably save that for WrestleMania. Because
I'm
when
very
they
hopeful.
eventually introduce a women's mid card title, maybe like a women's intercontinental or a women's United States title,
Right.
it is only right to introduce the title on the grandest stage of them all and have the inaugural champion crowned on the biggest stage. in wrestling.
Right. I think that's pretty deserving.
I
Saudi
agree.
doesn't deserve that.
They
Yeah,
definitely
I
do
agree
not.
with that too.
Okay, and with that being said, thank you, boys, and thank you, fans. Thanks to our all subscribers. Please like, share, give us engagement. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. And with that being said, smarking around, we are out.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Later.
Great weekend. Enjoy Wrestle Dream.
Peace out. Stay blessed. Stay safe.